Okay guys, I'm going to go over the homework. So I know a lot of you guys like to be speedy and you guys can remember from the first day like, oh, I can imagine the square, all that is square rooted, but it is important that you guys know how to do it by showing work by writing an equation. So always start off with what the equation is going to be plugged into. So this is your a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Even though that you already know that, for the person that's looking at your work, it's always good to show the person that you know what this is. It's your Pythagorean theorem. And then you substitute in. This is your c. You can decide which one's your a and your b, okay, for your legs. And then I'm going to plug them in or substitute them in. So a here, you can put a squared or you can call that x squared for your missing side leg, plus 9.7 squared equals 13.3 squared, okay? So then with your calculator at home, okay, you can go ahead and do 9.7 squared, okay? Please try to use your own calculator if you can. But also, please try to do the video on your own as much as possible. So x squared plus now 9.7 squared, you can use this button to square it, or xy2, or just multiply it by itself. I'm going to press the x squared button. That gives me 94.09 equals, okay, 13.3 squared is 176.89. Okay, if you think about this, you have a variable term, a constant, and a constant. You cannot add those together because they're on different sides of the equals. So you need to do subtract. Okay? So then this cancels out. X squared equals, so you take your 176.89 and you subtract 94.09. So, oops, I messed that up. 176.89 minus 94.09. And that's 82.8. Okay? Now to get rid of the square, what's the inverse of squaring? You got to square root it. Square root. Okay? The square root and the square should cancel out. And then you get x. And then the square root doesn't cancel that out, so you can just rewrite it as square root of 82.8, and that is your exact answer. The approximate answer is when you take the square root of this number. So 82.8 is already in my calculator. Now, if you don't have a square root function at home, you can take your calculator, your phone, and find the calculator, and if you like turn your calculator on the side, then usually you'll see a square root pop up, okay? If you don't have that, then just go to the online calculator. Just type in scientific calculator. You can type in scientific online or online scientific calculator. I think either one will work. Okay, online calculator. Just type that into Google or something, or Bing, and find that, and then use that to take square root of 82.8. So I'm going to square root here. It's approximately 9.1. Okay, that's my approximate answer. Okay, now I'm going to go to number 19. I'm going to write a squared plus, and if I'm going too fast, just pause it anytime you want. Okay, so here's my c. I'll make this a and b. So I have 5.2 squared plus 9.2 squared equals c squared, or I'll say x squared. Now you got to square 5.2. So 5.2 squared is 27.04. All right, 9.2 squared is 84.64 equals x squared. So add that, 84.64 plus 27.04, and you get 111.68 equals x squared. Square root, x is going to be square root of 111.68 square root, or square root that, and the decimal is 10.6. All right? Number 20, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We already know what c is. You can decide which one you want a and b to be. So we got a squared, 22.7 squared plus 6.5 squared equals x squared. 2.7 squared is 7.29. 6.5 squared is 42.25 equals x squared. Add these together, plus 7.29 because they're on the same side. 49.54 equals x squared, square root. Okay, x equals square root of 49.54. That's your exact. And then your approximate, square root that, and you get 7.0. And that's your final answer. Okay, so I know I went through that kind of quickly, but I strongly urge you try to do another problem, see what it comes out to be, or do this again on your own without the video, and then you can come to the video when you have questions.